I've seen traffic violations increasing dramatically, and it happens still. And what I also see is that police is doing nothing against it. In fact, I have an easy solution. If there are not enough police officers to address this, then what can be done, and I know that Seoul is very advanced in technology, but what I didn't see yet is that there are cameras at traffic lights, and cameras at traffic lights just register that people are violating the red light and drive through. They make a picture and you can find them. I think that if Seoul would devote some funds to installing that kind of system, it would yield a lot of money. They would be able to hire more policemen who could address the other traffic violations. I think that would be a solution for that problem.
As for traffic, as a person that is a pedestrian, indeed rules are important, police is important, but what I find difficult is the black windows. We cannot communicate between drivers or between pedestrian and drivers because we can't see who's in the car. We can't communicate or give gestures. I think that would be already one point that would make it safer.
But on the topic of security, my children cannot walk to school because of the lack of enforcement of traffic laws, the pedestrian crossings, the traffic lights. They're just out of control, and there's a lot of incentive for the city to enforce those laws financially. So the city would be much safer if we could just simply have traffic laws enforced.
If you look on the street level, Seoul has tremendous problem with waste, and there are not many trash bins, right? And usually people dispose their garbage in the sewage because it's not illegal. So for the Seoul as a megacity, I think that's a raising problem because all that trash that ends up in the sewage ends up literally in the river at a certain point, right? Adding more to pollution. So I think that's a really big issue for Seoul, right? The treatment of the trash, especially in the streets where there are no trash cans.
I would like to ask for more childcare centers. So access to affordable childcare centers. We have the habit of sending children at a very young age to childcare centers where they can interact with other children.
The person I fell in love with is a man. I go to immigration. I try to get a visa, a marriage visa. I try to get marriage rights. I try to get equality. How can I stay in Korea with the man I love? Where are my rights, please? When is equality coming to Korea?
But I think that if Seoul wants to be a global city, they really need to look at language as well in terms of internationalizing access to information for foreigners. You know, if you want to be international, I think information needs to be in different languages. Obviously, English is the most international, so it's very important. For example, a solution could be to have, for people who, to have some kind of welcome pack, for example, for when people get their visa. When I first arrived, it took me ages to work out how to throw rubbish away.
Last week we were very unlucky to receive a dump of yellow dust, weren't we, in the pollution in Seoul. Local schools will get the advice from local government to say the pollution is bad now, you should close. The international schools are not on that network, and I think that would be very helpful if we were, because we would like to obviously follow the local regulations as closely as possible as well. If we would be able to be included in that communication network, that would assist us and hopefully assist the protection of the children in my care.
My name is Martina. I've lived in Seoul for 10 years now, and I also speak Korean, and I'm not sure if it's a problem that only I'm facing, but it has to do with the National Health Service. I find it very difficult to find out what is covered in terms of expenses by the NHS and what is not covered. And I've looked online in Korean, in English, and I think it's quite confusing for people here for the first time. They think, oh, I'm covered by the NHS. But then you have an accident and you find that, oh, I have to pay this out of my own pocket. I have to pay it now. The hospital's pressuring me. If not, I have to leave. So I really think it's essential that a web page is established that clearly lists what is covered, what is not, and what the average costs are.
So this time, even though we live in Korea, but we can speak Korean and English. And we can help others, especially foreigner. Because almost of your problem has because of language. And so if you can make there's a kind of network for use for us, I think we can help them very easy. So if possible, please make a network like us. And so maybe we can help for foreigner like you very easy.